Welcome to the Shed Show. I'm your host, Ryan. This is Ian. How are you all doing?
What's going on, everybody? Hitting
Brother,
you up live from LA. Play. Look at you, got the hat on too, man. Oh, you
I,
representing?
I had
Oh,
I couldn't be there with you, but I figured at least
hey,
I could
Ryan. I picked the
represent.
perfect spot for us, man. Just in general, I picked the
It
perfect
looks
spot.
beautiful. It looks beautiful.
Oh man, I do have a coat on. It is a little chilly here, but I love this. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, it looks
Chilly in
like
LA is not chilly in New York. Let me tell you,
that's
not the
true.
same.
That's true. You
I
look
just
like you're
feel
doing a lot.
dirty in New York.
Yeah, you look like you're doing a lot better than Diddy. I said Titty. I meant Diddy though.
I am definitely no Diddy. I'm doing just fine out here. Let me tell you. We tell you that right now. So,
Uh,
flips or not, Diddy is a. I don't know what's up with Diddy. Somebody
well,
go
we're
make
gonna
a point.
we're gonna get into it a little bit. Let me ask you first, brother. You can't see anything I put up on the screen this week, can you?
So I can't see anything. And a shout out
Okay.
to everybody who's going to be checking in on the chat. Send my love. Usually I try to
Yes.
chime in and read everything. Right now I'm off my phone, so I can't read anything. So I'm just kind of going off of you and me right here. So here it is.
Kalen said your moderator's here on time for once. And we were late. And
Kaylin,
as I told Ian, at this time it was actually CPT. So
this,
tell him what CPT is. I can't tell him what
you
it
well
is.
you can because you're an honorary member, but it's color people time. And let me tell you, ever since Obama, I've been on color people time. All right, he even started his presidency a little late. So FYI,
Oh
keep that in mind.
Jesus, that is he did, didn't he?
4 minutes late.
Oh my lord.
Oh yeah,
What?
I love it.
Oh wait a
Love it.
minute. Kalen said Ian looks bougie.
Kaylin, I'll tell you right now, I picked the best spot to do this. My whole setup is so ghetto right now. I got the wet cones turned upside down just so my phone doesn't slip. Oh, I'm set up for life, baby.
Dude,
Here
it,
we
it
go.
looks so ghetto. You look like you're on not Wi-Fi but dial-up. That's the way your
I'm
video
probably.
looks right now. Like, see, soon as I said it,
Oh,
soon as I
did I
said
lose
it,
you?
soon as I said something, it went black. It's like I'm. Oh, that's funny. All right. Well, he can't see shit anyway, so he's just along for the ride. We're going to talk a little bit about Diddy. He's not really. We can't really say that he's in hiding. He'll be back. Don't worry. Um, Let me see. I don't want to pull up his songs first. Well, first, I think it's really important to say that um, his ex-girlfriend of let's see, he's back. His ex-girlfriend of like 10 years has said that she's been cooperating with the feds for quite a while now. So this isn't looking very well for Puff Daddy. He's under federal investigation for alleged sex trafficking. In November, Cassie sued Diddy in an explosive lawsuit alleging she had been raped, sex trafficked, and abused, among other disturbing accusations. A source claimed to People that while it's a stressful situation for the multimillionaire rapper, he's keeping it cool. He's not even hiding, bro. He's down in Miami chilling.
He is really out there on the block, man.
Like just
On a beach
chilling.
cruiser too. On a beach cruiser. Is that the last photo I saw?
I think so, yeah.
Oh hell no, hell no.
Like that's like him looking at everybody and being like, "Yeah, what you gonna do about it though?"
Yeah, Diddy did it. What's up? Take that, take that. I don't know, man. Suspect all
you
around.
know, so it really is. So the things I took out of this article that I found were kind of interesting was it says he's not the type to let any drama affect his children. He wants his children to be worry free and happy. He has trust in his legal team. He wants them to be so safe and happy that he left them to be arrested
Yeah,
by Homeland Security.
he bounced to catch that flight. He didn't even let him know.
Right?
He said somebody got to tell the story.
They need somebody to put in handcuffs. It sure ain't gonna be me.
I and now his son is also being added to the list
Yep.
of these crimes. So I don't.
So
I
I
mean,
just
just
So just
suspect.
one more. Diddy has been photographed around Miami, seemingly unbothered. He returned to social media on Easter of all days to
Oh
share
wow.
pictures of his 1-year-old daughter.
Oh
So,
no.
and he disabled the comments, by the way. But as Ian was just saying, so his son Sean, or not Sean, I'm sorry.
King Combs.
Yeah, Christian King Combs, 26 years old, has
Womp
been
womp.
named in a new lawsuit that accuses the younger Combs of sexually assaulting a woman who was working on a luxury yacht chartered by the Combs family for a 2022 winter trip in St. Martin.
Yeah, that's so
So
wild.
it's looking like father like son, unfortunately.
Apple didn't fall too far from the tree.
I mean, it doesn't look like it.
No.
You know, I mean, of course, I really do feel dirty saying this right now in terms of this, but we do have to let the legal system play out, you know, but just from where we're standing right now, yeah, it's looking really bad.
I did not think that's what you were going to say, and I appreciate you saying that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we got to be fair. You know, I mean, I'm going to sit here and tell you, me personally, I think he's guilty. They've been talking about this shit for years.
Oh, it's been blast. Please, Cat Williams put him on blast, and I said, "Damn."
I mean,
if you go
I think Cat Williams started this shit with being on the Shay Shay Club Shay Shay.
Him on Club Shay Shay, he put the dirt out on everybody. So I'm just saying they could be playing that clip back for decades.
So Kaylin actually said, "Do you see his son was accused today?" And apparently, she has photos.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Thanks, Kaylin.
Okay. All right.
Hey, and Sean, thanks for the follow on Twitch, man. Appreciate that.
That's what's up. What up, everybody?
So yeah, it's definitely not looking great for them, and it's unfortunate to see that, you know, it may have leached into his kids as well, or, you know, at least some of them.
I mean, if he was raised around that type of environment, which
kind of hard not to, right?
You know what I mean? That's not. That's a whole.
Not making any excuse for him, but it's just, you know, all of us are products of our environment, whether we want to admit that or not. Right. So it's like, it's not an excuse.
It's wide shut. So here it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So moving on, this one, I want to talk about this one a little deep, which I know you probably won't like, but sorry. And Kaylin, again, he paid Cassie before. So he actually, and I'd actually read that a while ago, that he was paying her to stay quiet. And I think finally, I think maybe her conscience might have, you know, finally.
NDAs are a motherfucker, man. That's all I can say.
What is it?
NDAs, non-disclosure agreements. You know,
fuck yeah, dude.
If they're signing those versus anything that's to deal with that kind of world.
That shit should be illegal. Like, if it's anything to do with human sex trafficking, anything like that, NDA should be automatically void. Automatically.
Then what do the crime families do?
Exactly. Let's stop protecting these motherfuckers.
Yeah, man.
But, you know, sorry, I'm just saying, if we wanted to get serious about, you know, stopping this kind of shit, we could.
Oh yeah. No, that's,
you know, let's be real about it. But like you just said, there's way too many people up in that echelon that don't want to see that happen.
But it's also,
and that says a lot, doesn't it?
It's an interesting place where you come into like entertainment, especially, and you see how many people are trying to get into that industry and break in, and it's very tight knit. It's very tight.
Yeah.
And then you see the
starting
abuse
to see why
thrown around. You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's not even so much of like why it is a tight niche. It's when you see the power players, the gatekeepers, and then you see how they use their power, and they're not using it for good. You know, and they always say, "Don't meet your heroes." You know, so. I hope nobody met my man thinking that they were going to meet, you know, Shiny Suit Man and it was going to be a dope.
Shiny Suit Man.
You know what I'm saying? They were going to get the Hype Williams video right then and there. It's like, no, that's not the case.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's interesting. So let's move on. Let's move on to another douchebag, and that would be.
These segues are so good.
You like that? I need somebody who's really good at video editing to go through the last 10 episodes and find every segue I've done, because if you put them all together to music, it's bound to be pretty fucking good.
You're gonna have the best Ryan rant possible.
Oh my god. Yeah, I need to do that too. I need to do that. I need to make enough so I can pay somebody to do this shit. I make the content, damn it. You know what I feel like? I feel like one of those business owners. It's like you're not that one.
Yo,
I love you, honey. It's that one. You're good.
That is so good. I was gonna say, man, you got Casper.
No. So I text Jen and I was like, "Hey babe, could you come shut my fan off because I forgot to shut it off and it makes a noise and that you can pick up in the mic." So she comes in and she just flicked the wrong one, and then she looks at me. She's like, "You couldn't have got up and done that."
You got the
Kaylin says hi.
Hi.
I love it.
And then now the dogs are going. Oh, awesome. Um,
Great
but
start.
no, yeah, that's a great start. So back to Trump. Um, so I want to talk about the Truth Social pump and dump right now.
Okay.
And if you don't know what a pump and dump is, it's basically when I want
You
to make sure
inflate the number to get it to a nice place, and then when you get
and
enough
then
people
sell
to
off.
believe into it, where you literally have people believing in the hype of something, and you sell it.
Yeah.
You jump off as it skyrockets for you to take your winnings, and you leave somebody else holding the bag.
Yep.
Classic pump and dump. And we're really watching that unfold before our eyes. But people really believe. They say when you invest, you shouldn't love the stock, right? Never be in love with the stock.
Yeah.
But for some reason, his cult following really believes in him to buy the shoes, the Bibles, the stock, to be a part of that brand. And I really am trying to figure out, Ryan, I really am thinking about this, of what it is about the a cult mentality. Why people feel like they need to belong, right? That they need to have all these things. And I understand that we're consumers, capitalism. I understand all these elements that we've been conditioned to, and but the yearning to belong is the part that gets me. Where you and me, voting for Joe Biden, I don't need to rock no goddamn Biden shit. I don't need an apparel. I don't need to put Biden that bitch or whatever, those Trump those that bitch. You know what I'm saying? Biden that. Like, can you imagine I walk around New York with a Biden that bitch shirt? Like that just shows me your level of intelligence and just on a level with a human being. The same people who say fuck your feelings are the ones who are always constantly crying in their feelings, and it's just their projections. So with this stock, I find it very telling that people think that if Trump wins the election, it's going to skyrocket and go to the moon, and here we go. It's a meme stock. But the fact that it's really become just this cash cow of him trying to get as much money as he can and then jump out, which is also which wraps up into the story, is Trump trying to get more money out of this own stock by suing the people who actually created it, which I know we're going to deep dive more into.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things, man. But this pump and dump is really, really telling.
And I just wanted to give a quick, better definition. I know it's coming from Wikipedia, but it's still better than me rambling some random shit off my head. So it says a pump and dump is a form of securities fraud that involves artificially inflating the price of an own stock through false and misleading positive statements. That's the pump. In order to sell the cheaply purchased stock at a higher price, the dump. Once the operators of the scheme dump, in other words, sell it all, their overvalued shares, the price falls and investors lose their money. So that's what a pump and dump is. And so I'm trying to see, I want to pull up what the stock prices were at the end of today. And we're also going to be able to look at what they've been at their highest. So here is just today. It started at roughly $45.14 and ended at closing bell at $40.92. That's just today.
Right.
Now, if you look at the last month, the high was $66.22, and that was on 3/27/2024. So
I know it's up to like $73 at one point within the last month.
I mean, this isn't showing that.
If you looked at it for the day, like it
says 52-week range, it goes up to 79.38. So
usually when you look at these, it goes for the average of what it stays, but it spiked at 73 and then it dropped down immediately because people started selling it fast.
So I mean, you can definitely see how it's going, and I'm not a.
Is where it's where the news dropped about it opening up and everything. So with the SPAC and how it went live. Yeah. They're really looking into this. It just seems like everything with this dude is just fraud. Everything.
Well, it is. I mean, there's nothing this dude There's nothing this dude touches that ever works out.
Was it
That's
Midas
the
Touch? Was it Midas Touch Gold? Right?
yeah. I don't know what this is like. Turn to
Shit.
shit touch.
It's just, it's just shit, man.
Shit.
Turn to shit. Slides 12 at the end of second season. Yeah, this is wild. It's a,
So, and I just put up on the screen. Trump media shares slid 12% to end the week. So I mean, this is an active. Uh-oh. Something's up with this mic. See, I bought a new mic and I think the cord's bad. Awesome. But this is just the beginning a downward dive that if I was a betting man, I would say is going to continue. And somebody was saying that they went to go look at the prices to short the stock, and it
yeah,
was and it was ridiculous.
yeah, yeah.
So the market is clearly betting on the same thing.
Oh,
Um,
100%. 100%.
but what's interesting is so there are two brothers who helped fund the Trump media company, and they recently pled guilty to insider trading.
Yeah, yeah.
Unsurprisingly to most of us. Um,
The plot thickens, man. There's never a dull moment. Never a
I
dull
mean,
moment.
it really, really does. And again, so this is Michael and Gerald Schwartzman, two brothers who helped fund former President Donald Trump's now public social media company, pled guilty Wednesday to insider trading. Michael and Gerald made millions by trading in shares of Digital World Acquisition Corporation before it merged with Trump Media, according to federal prosecutors in New York. They were arrested on securities fraud. They were arrested on securities fraud charges last July. Michael and Gerald admitted in court that they received confidential inside information about an upcoming merger between DWAC and Trump Media and used that information to make profitable but illegal open market trades.
Yeah.
Prosecutors said the brothers placed an associate on DWAC's board of directors who funneled them valued information about the merger plan with Trump Media that the brothers then used to trade. Together, they made $22 million in illegal profits. So, my question to you and everybody listening is knowing what we know and seeing what is so evident to most of us who are not stock market connoisseurs, why would the SEC allow this to continue?
Well, there's been a big movement with spec companies during the 2020 range to now. Number of companies that I know of that I've invested in, Lucid being one of them, right? Lucid Motors.
Okay.
Specs were the movement of the pandemic, so I could see how this was a spec. But at the same time, when you look at the numbers and you realize that Truth Social has only like 3 million like people signed up versus Twitter or looking at like Reddit, for example, who have hundreds of millions of people on it, it should not be valued the way that it's showing right now. And that's the part that's really telling.
It has nothing.
It has nothing. It has nothing. And then you look at who's been funding Truth Social, which was this Russian American as well to keep it afloat. It really seems like a dead carcass, man. It really, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't really have too much faith, even in shortening it. I just staying away from it.
Well, no, I agree with you 100%. It's very evident what it is. You know, it's a shell company that purchased it that they're running all this through. You know, they had a I think it was 53 or 58 million dollar loss last year with only $4 million of operating revenue.
Yeah.
You know, just from the outside looking in, like you said, it's a turd. It produces absolutely nothing. It doesn't even generate enough ad revenue to be significant.
No.
So it's
and
like
the only power player on it is Trump. That's it.
yeah,
Nobody
and
really of significance is on that at all.
and the very telling part, and I'm glad you brought that up, is if you go look at his following on Twitter, which he hasn't used in probably 2-3 years. He has, I think it's something like.
He got kicked off in 2020, and they brought him back, but he never got back on it.
Yep, he's only posted one thing, and it was his T-shirt sales. I think for his what was it? His photo, his booking photo.
His Never Surrender. Yet.
Yeah, yeah. But he has like 85, 90 million followers on there. He's got a pretty like shit ton of followers on Instagram, but on his own platform, he only has 60 million. And then if you break down how many of those are bots that have been, purchased to try to make it, inflate it, it's very telling that they just don't have the numbers. They don't have the platform.
No.
It's nothing compared to Facebook, Instagram, even Threads. In a very minimal amount of time has far eclipsed Truth Social.
That's building a movement, right? So
Well, it is. It is. I mean, it has its issues, but I think they're trying to work them out. They at first were just gonna, screw all of us political content creators and say we're not gonna push anything political. And then now there's an option where you can opt into that stuff.
Right.
So it's better than nothing. I'm cool with that.
Right.
And so it's nice to see them listening to the users at least and trying their best to do what they think is best and what they want to do with their platform, and still allow their platform to be used for political opinions and social justice issues. So I do definitely give them credit there, and hopefully they'll continue to grow and build a platform that's truly able to contend with Twitter.
Yeah. It's quite interesting to see how a lot of bullshit is rising to the top, and you can't hide it with today's technology. You see it.
No.
Failing upward is on full front.
Ain't that the truth, bro? So, now there's another interesting part to this, and this story, correct me if you think I'm off base here, but it reminds me a little bit of the Facebook story. So Trump is suing. Sorry, let me make sure. Yeah. So Trump is suing Truth Social co-founders, says they're not entitled to stock shares. So the names are Andy Litinsky and Wes Moss. Litinsky and Moss sued Trump in February, claiming he was trying to purposely and drastically dilute the value of their shares. Trump is looking to reclaim 8% ownership of the shares from the two gentlemen. The pair, who were contestants on Trump's NBC show The Apprentice, had pitched him the idea of Truth Social after he was banned from what was then known as Twitter following January 6th attack on the Capitol.
That's right.
So what I find kind of interesting about this is, so he used people from his show that he knew he could use as the fall guy when the time came. Like,
well, they came to him with the idea. They're the ones behind.
Oh, I know.
Right.
But you come to the devil with an idea, and they're already thinking about how they can use it to their benefit. Oh yeah, let's do that money grab, and then when it goes wrong, bam. And then he's gonna say, yeah, I gave him an opportunity on my TV show, and I gave him another opportunity, and they fucked it up. That's exactly what he's gonna say.
Trying to put that squeeze on them now to get more money out of this shitty deal as is.
Yep. So he's trying to cut them out completely.
Yeah. And then, didn't you post out that he lost $1 billion within a day when that first dropped?
I think altogether it was that. I don't know if it was him or just the deal, in general.
But they lost $1 billion off the table.
They lost. Yeah, they lost $1 billion off the top.
He's trying to scramble any dollar he can get right now. You know what I mean? This man is broke as fuck. All right, I'm not. There's no curtain over my eyes about any of this. This man is broke. All right,
broke.
He's doing everything he can possibly do to try to show face, and he just looks very desperate, which may make him very dangerous, right? So his back's against the wall.
I actually agree with you, and I'll expand on that a little bit. So if you haven't had time this week to delve into this as I do, Donald Trump's bond was denied.
Yeah.
And the reasons why are very interesting. So they denied the bond because of a paperwork issue. And what they were requesting was a financial statement. But the interesting part is they weren't requesting the financial statement from Donald Trump himself.
No.
They were requesting it from the company, the bond company that claimed to be putting up.
Proof from the bond company. I said proof from the bond company.
Exactly. That they have the solvency to cover it. and they needed to have, I think it was something like they needed to have close to $1 billion in solvency to back it up or something like that. And
Mm,
correct me, you can correct me in the comments if I'm wrong. And again, as always, guys, please go Google it and read for yourself, just in case I get something wrong.
and tell
Uh,
us what's going on because we don't
yeah,
know.
and tell us, definitely correct us if we're wrong. But they don't. It's looking like they may not hand it over and correct the paperwork because they don't have the solvency to back it up. And if
So
that does happen, go ahead. What's up?
no. I want you to finish that because I want to add to it.
So if that does happen, Donald Trump loses his right to appeal because the bond wasn't backed up. They didn't correct if they don't correct the paperwork in time.
Right. They
Then
have
that
10
is
days.
that.
They
Yep,
had
they
10
got
days.
10 days, which I think they're down to what, like 8 now.
I think so. I
I
believe
think
so.
so. So they got like 7 8 days left, and so if they don't correct it in that time, and this moves forward, he can't appeal it, and it instantly throws him into the judgment, which
Yeah.
means he will instantly have to start selling shit off.
So what I wanted to add to that, Ryan, is I know that last show we talked about how he keeps getting these chances nobody else would get. I want to say to you, I really, really feel like the fact that they did all these things, it is without a doubt, any question, you cannot say that if this shit goes south for him, the system is against him.
Yeah.
Because you now have this track record where they literally went back, they bent over backwards just to make sure this man had enough suitable room to do this bond, right? They gave him how many days up until the point, and then they gave him 10 more days after they lowered
Yeah,
it.
he's had more. He's had more than enough. Yeah.
They gave him all this time to do it, and I feel like the system is doing this. And I could just be wrong. Maybe this is just me being, romanticizing law. But it's one of those things where I feel like they are like, no, we're going to give this man no room to complain and say that he's a victim and this and that and the third. It's like, no, you just didn't cross your I's or dot your, wow, really? Cross your T's or dot your I's. Me being dyslexic over here.
It's happened both. Yeah, we're both
Yeah.
running today.
If I can do it on the same time, man.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I feel that they gave him what they needed, and then the moment they saw that this was some bullshit, now they're going in for the strike. But let's see if they pull it off. Being the bond.
Yep. So the other interesting thing that happened too, though, not just the bond issue, but Judge Eileen Cannon in Florida denied President Trump's motion to dismiss the indictment brought by the Justice Department and Special Counsel Jack Smith that he was trying that he was trying to claim based on the Presidential Records Act.
She left it open for trial.
Yeah, she left it open, but she also, I think it's clear she's figured out that if she does that, it's not going to end well for her.
You know what's really interesting about her is that her lack of ruling on anything is what's helping prolong this case.
Absolutely. And a lot of people called that. That she was just going to keep dragging this along for him. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's also the fact that she's not the fact that there's no rulings taking place. Jack Smith can appeal it and take it above her to then build this track record to get her removed. So the fact that she's sitting on all this is like it's a genius play on hers. If she's in the pocket with this guy, which it really, I'm sorry to say, it's starting to feel complete. Like there's, me, I'm very balanced about this. I'm like, let's see how things play out. This one, I'm just like, nah.
You can only write so much of it off, though. You know what I'm saying?
It's only so much, and you're like, okay, no, we're at a point of no return. And the fact that you gave Jack Smith and Trump 2 scenarios, and both of them were in the pocket of Trump being in great light for the jury, and you're like, why are you even having jury questions? You don't even have a date set yet. Like, what is going on right now? You should be getting all the pre-trial stuff out. Like these other judges in New York, I'm sorry, forget about it. They are literally going through with a fine comb every single detail that needs to be looked at before they even get into a trial. And the fact that Trump keeps on trying with all of this presidential immunity and all this other bullshit, it's like the hush money happened before you were president, so there's no immunity there. Sorry, bro. Sorry.
Yeah.
Like, that's not it. But also, Ryan, I was going to say to you, looking at how Trump praises her, literally says that Jack Smith should be censured, like, for the fact of, like, how he's, like, actually holding her accountable. And then you look at how he's attacking the judge or the judge's daughters in these other cases here in New York and in D.C. You're like, wait a minute, you're getting gag order after gag order for like the most preposterous shit ever. So what light do you have to really put on Jack Smith, which is, again, his bullshit?
Yeah. And the only thing I want to add on to what you said is this. Somebody going around claiming immunity is fucking guilty. Like, you don't need immunity from something that you didn't do.
Bro.
Look,
if you were innocent, you'd be like, let's get this trial on
let's
the book. Let's go.
Put my ass on trial. Don't just put me on trial. Put my ass on the stand.
Yeah.
I will tell you all. I will prove to you all that I'm not guilty. That's what an innocent person does. And especially a white, rich, innocent person. Because they know they're not going to get any of the bias.
No.
Like, somebody like Donald Trump, if he was innocent, he would have no problem going through the court. None. And anybody that thinks different, you want to call us the sheep? You want to call us the morons? Shit.
It's out. You know, delay, and it's on Front Street. Everybody knows what the game plan is. No one's shocked by any of his bullshit. We're just waiting now for the Supreme Court to wrap this up because for some reason they felt like they needed to also run interference for Trump right now.
Yeah. Speaking of running interference, I want to talk about our Feelings Friday.
We're at Feelings Friday?
We're at Feelings Friday, and I think once again, I'm going to have to take Feelings Friday. I feel like we need a trophy to send back and forth or something.
Well, we got to let people know Feelings Friday happens every Friday. We like to give this award to anybody who literally gets caught in their feelings. So Ryan, go ahead and take it away.
So
who's the subject of Feelings Friday today?
The subject of Feelings Friday today is The Rock.
Oh.
And I'm really disappointed because I've been a fan of his for a long time. My wife loves him too. And it's like, I watched this video, and of course it was cut in a certain way to make it seem slightly worse than it was.
Okay.
But basically what he said was he's not going to publicly come out and endorse Biden like he did in 2020 because he saw the division that it created in America. Here's my fucking problem with that, The Rock. You are literally saying that you are on the fence or open to voting for a convicted sexual abuser who wannabe dictator who participated and organized a fucking insurrection. So if you can't use your platform and the influence that you said you have in that video to publicly come out and support the other guy, then what the fuck good are you? What good is your influence? Because holy shit, dude, you are completely outside of your fucking mind if you're going to sit there and say that. You want to talk about division in America? You've got fucking daughters, dude. Like, this dude literally, you have him on tape saying that he would grab your daughters by the pussy because he can. And that you and everybody else would let him do it because he's famous. And you know what you just confirmed today, Rock? You would. You'd fucking let him do it. I bet you'd grab him by the wrist and help him fucking put his hand on there. Because there is no, fuck that. There's no other option than either Biden or Donald fucking Trump in 2024. There isn't Kennedy Jr., isn't Marianne Williamson, isn't any motherfucker out there. And you want to know why? It's because our political system is not built in a way to have more than the two systems that we currently have. So until we get ranked choice voting or we get more than two viable fucking parties, stop playing your fucking games and stop worrying about your goddamn money and your goddamn influence over what's right. You can't sit there and claim that you... No, I'm not done. You can't sit there and fucking claim that you give a shit about veterans and people in the military when you won't come out and publicly go against the guy that called my brothers and sisters that died in fucking wars losers and suckers. So The Rock, fuck you and fuck anybody else that can't come out against Donald rapist motherfucking Trump. That's your Feelings Friday.
Rants. Feelings Friday just turned into a Ryan Rants. That's all I wanted to say. This was not Feelings Friday. This was Ryan Rants.
Fuck that dude. Fuck that dude. Seriously.
So with The Rock, I will say this. I disagree with you. I think just like Taylor Swift and just like Beyonce and just like Dolly Parton, they're about their money.
Bullshit.
They
Bullshit. Taylor
are
Swift
the
came out and
organization.
did it, and she said that she had regretted not coming out. And
Who?
fucking Taylor
Who
Swift. Taylor Swift.
said she
Go watch.
regretted?
Go watch her documentary. Absolutely. So don't throw her in the fucking same coward ass boat as The Rock and the rest of them
She has
bitches.
not come out for 2024 to say
Who?
anybody's name right now. She has
I'm
not.
not saying that, but you can't throw in the same boat because she is on tape in her documentary saying that she regretted not coming out against Biden up against Trump. So
No, but I'm saying to you that for 2024 right now, she has not said anything about it. Dolly Parton notoriously has never said any candidate. They've played it very straight, narrow. Okay, so for The Rock, for him to say I'm not going to endorse anybody because it is toxic for his brand, I'm not mad at that. He's focused on his money, just like Disney. They're focused on their money. They're not focused on having a stance. I mean, the fact that he's
that's not. I don't fucking agree with that either. Disney's
plus
definitely taking a fucking stance, especially in Florida. So that's not a fair comparison.
they have not. They just did a deal with Ron DeSantis, and they just squashed all of their legal.
Okay, they squashed it, but it went on for years. They didn't just sit back and go, "Oh, fuck it."
No, but they literally closed down their cases because they literally wrapped it up. So now they're in bed getting their money.
Again, I don't agree. I don't agree with that comparison at all.
It's
and I'll say what I say. You know what? And I'll say what makes me different from everybody else and all these other bitches. And while I'll probably never be so successful as these cocksuckers, is because I don't fucking change based on which way the wind blows. My morals and my principles don't change based on how much money somebody spends with me. So I have zero fucking respect for somebody that puts their money over fucking what's best for everybody. And more importantly, again, if you're going to put your money over putting a rapist and a fucking domestic terrorist in the White House, I have zero fucking use for you. Zero respect for you. Fuck that.
But right, is that
Fuck
what he said, or he just said he's not going to throw a name out there? He just said he's going to sit back.
Yeah, no, exactly.
So
if you I'm gonna say this again. Any fence sitter and any third party voter, you're fucking out there. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah, but
and again, no, let's move on to the fucking Genocide Joe people. Let's move on to that. Let's move on to the fucking Genocide Joe people, shall we?
Go for
These fucking.
Look,
I'm tired of this shit. They're gonna come up because all these fucking left wingers and all these crazy fucks. They're gonna come up with any goddamn reason they can to not vote for Joe Biden. Whether it's his age, whether it's Tara Reid, whether it's fucking Israel, whether it's fucking Gaza, whether it's fucking Ukraine, whether it's Russia, whether it's Trump, it doesn't fucking matter what Joe Biden does. They're going to come out and say whatever they fucking can, even if it's bullshit.
Right. I'm just gonna say to you, I'm in California. I can't be as mad as you right now. I'm just saying. There's something.
You don't have to be as mad as me. And again, it's funny because you know what they all say? Oh, he's triggered. You're right. I am fucking triggered. You want to know why I'm triggered? Because you cocksuckers are gonna vote for a fucking domestic terrorist and rapist. That's why. So don't sit there and say, "Oh, I wonder why you're so upset."
No,
because
man.
I fucking served this country and this shit's a joke. That's why.
It's one of those things that we have to mobilize, and we have to use that type of energy that you have right there to bring everybody together to go against.
See, what I say doesn't bring people together. It's pick a side time. Fuck this kumbaya bullshit that The Rock's talking about. Pick a fucking side.
It is pick a side time, but at the same time, it's you can have tact, and that's all that people are asking for. You can have a little bit of tact.
That wasn't tact. That was tap dancing. That wasn't tact. What?
Let's look at November 7th and see. Hey, boss, I'll do a dance for you.
I know it when I fucking see it.
Yeah, but let's see come November 7th, how the chips lay, because right now it's too early and people don't want to be putting themselves out there, and they just wanted to see how things coast. Because if Trump
they want to see if Trump's going to lose, that way they know who they should support.
No, if Trump does go to trial, it makes it a lot easier for people to be like, you know what, and I'm not even sticking up for
them. They ain't going to change shit.
We don't know people's situations, and I'm not going to put that on them at all. I'm just not.
What situations? What? Okay, let me ask you this question. I'm just going to ask you a simple question. What situation could somebody be in right now that Trump would improve?
First and foremost, anybody who's going against Trump are getting death threats. So does The Rock want him or his family to be dealing with death threats, period,
He
because
can
he
afford
goes on.
security, unlike me. So
It
again,
doesn't
fucking
matter.
coward.
He doesn't want to deal with that. If he doesn't want to deal with that, it's
Okay.
not going to decide for him. You know,
Okay.
he's looking out for his family, plain and simple.
Yeah, he's looking out for himself. Absolutely, I totally agree with that.
As anybody should be in certain situations, and he has a bigger target on his back because we don't know what his security bill is, and maybe he's like, you know what? I just got that bill down for a minute. Let me just keep it down for a couple months. All right, plain and simple. So I'm not trying to defend him. I'm just more.
Yeah, you are.
I'm just not, really jumping in the bandwagon of he's grabbing hands and grabbing pussies. I'm not with it. But
I mean, look, I'm saying he isn't saying shit. You don't want to use your platform to keep a guy like that out of the White House. What do you expect people to say?
So you got to have the same energy for Beyonce then.
Did Beyonce do an interview on Fox News fucking saying that? Did I miss it?
Not yet.
Okay, well, when she does, I'll fucking when
Beyonce
Beyonce does, I'll drag her fucking ass all over the internet too. So,
bet. We're gonna hold you to it now.
Hold me fucking to it. If Beyonce goes on Fox News and fucking starts tap dancing, I'll fucking drag her too. Think I give a fuck?
Ryan, you win the award of Felix Friday.
Yeah, I think we move on now. So I wanted to touch on this because I really do want to seriously talk about the Genocide Joe bullshit.
Okay.
Because and the reason I want to touch on it is because I feel like a lot of people are generalizing and acting like Joe Biden is like calling Netanyahu in the middle of the night and being like, yeah, you're doing a good job. We're going to send you some more weapons and money. Like, that's what some people are posting. And it's not just coming from the right wing. So whether this is, I'm not going to sit here and
say. It's all coming from the left. This bullshit's coming from the left. It's not the right. The right wants more. They're more hawkish on this war than anybody else. It's the left that's the problem, and they need to figure it out.
I agree with that. And whether this, and I don't even know if I'm pronouncing it right, but is it the Erez crossing? Erez? Okay, so whether opening up Erez crossing to allow more aid into Gaza will be, any more successful than what we already do, I have no idea. I'm not going to sit here and speculate that. But
this
please.
Down after Joe Biden gave them the call, and let's be very serious, Ryan. We've said this numerous times. I don't give a fuck about Joe Biden on a stand. I don't care about him in front of a prompter. I am very serious when I say to you, if this man calls you, he gets shit done.
Mm-hmm.
Plain and simple. And he had Bibi on that phone, and he let him know real quick, I will take everything from you. Everything. Do not fuck with me. If one more of these situations happens ever again in the history of life,
your support's gone.
You are done. And Germany is backing this. Germany also was like, nah, you ain't just going to be blowing up people. We're not doing that.
Yep.
We're not doing that. So this is something where it's very serious on Israel to really, and apparently they put a couple people on leave, and they have I don't know what the proper term would be for military, but they have now like 5 people that they said fucked up.
Yeah, again, I don't want to speculate on what's all led to it, but I just want us to focus on, and I don't want it to sound like I'm trying to minimize what you're saying or anything. I just want to make sure I focus on, the important part, which is Biden is not co-signing this shit.
No.
The Democrats are not co-signing this. And as with every single military operation and war, there's a lot of complex moving parts. Yeah. And but I think the first steps that are being taken, like you said, and thank you for reminding me that it's not just the United States saying this right now. I think these are good steps to be taken, and it shows the public, and the taxpayers, us taxpayers, because our money's going over there. It shows us that we're not just going to keep writing blank checks and sending weapons if this is what's going to be done with the resources.
Right. But I will also add to what you're saying and put on there on blast for all the viewers of this show and any left-leaning person who watches this episode. If you are calling Joe Genocidal Joe, and that's where your activism stops, I want you to understand that you're part of the problem. You're not condemning Hamas. You are in bed with Hamas. You are doing Hamas's bidding, and you don't even know it. And the seriousness of all this is that you need to hold, not only if you want Netanyahu responsible for this, but you need to hold Hamas and you need to hold Iran responsible for this proxy war. You need to start understanding and unraveling the bigger picture of this, how complex it is. It's not, oh, Israel is just beating up on Gaza. It's not. There is a terrorist organization that is cancer within that system that is literally using people as human shields. And if you can, without any hesitation, denounce Hamas and talk about the fact that these people have literally sacrificed their own brethren for this unholy fight that they feel like they need to have right now, because what happened on October 7th was actual genocide. The meaning of Hamas is to eradicate Jews. That is the definition of genocide. Being in a war is not a genocide. Being in war is fucking war. And that is the tragedy of it. People get hurt. And all we can do is we can advocate and fight for those who are innocent and get them out of the way, because they are being used as pawns. And if you cannot, with any unconscious bias that you may have, look at the bigger picture. Just know you're part of the problem. And I pulled that.
I got nothing to add to that. I co-sign that 100%. And I'll just end it with saying, again, Biden is not the prime minister of Israel. He is not the leader of Hamas. He is not supporting, and cheering on famine and genocide.
Right.
He's trying to work with a really crappy situation. And I hope that he continues to lead with some compassion, but also strength and conviction in knowing what's right.
I really do feel like he's the right person right now for this moment.
I do too.
Because
I really,
he's the moral compass for all of us.
Yes, and man, we all need that right now.
Imagine if it's Trump, he'd be throwing toilet paper or paper
Well,
towels.
he'd be. I really truly believe Trump would be probably egging on Netanyahu.
No,
I think it would be the complete opposite.
No, he would absolutely. It would be escalated. It would be
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
What do we got? What else is on the docket, my brother?
This is really the last topic of the night. I wanted to. You actually sent me this, but I was reading through it and I wanted to make sure we brought it up on the show. So this is Leslie Benningfield Randall.
Yeah.
And she is one of three people. One passed away, unfortunately, the brother. But Miss Randall and Viola Fletcher are asking the Oklahoma State Supreme Court to allow their historic lawsuit to proceed. So before I go into kind of giving people my synopsis here, I just wanted, without you getting into all the gritty, how does this make you feel as an individual, just watching this go down in our justice system like this?
Not even that going down the justice system. I'm happy that finally Black Wall Street is what it was known as. And just to give people a quick history, Black Wall Street was in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and it was a safe haven for Black people during the height of all the fuckery that this country has thrown at Black people. And by that I mean they finally were given a place to build a civilization and stay to their own. Just how do we make money? How do we become barbers? How do we become doctors? And actually take care of one another and take care of the farmers and all the people around our city limit. And they were flourishing. They were really growing something special. And they called it Black Wall Street because of all the money that was actually being funded there by Black wealth. Well, like most of the places in America, when things are going great for Black people, it got attacked. And they were literally dropping bombs on this city. And it was a white mob that was given power by the...
Well, I want to get into that. That's why I was asking you how you felt.
Well, so with all this history lesson, I've always known about Black Wall Street, and it was interesting to me where there's a clip of Tom Hanks talking about it. And that I go, Tom Hanks is talking about Black Wall Street where he's like, how did I not know about this? He goes, I knew about Bighorn. I knew about, General Custard. I knew about all these major things, the Alamo. I knew all these situations. He goes, how did I not know about Tulsa, Oklahoma, and Black Wall Street?
Yep.
And so with this lovely young lady, I love that she's lived this long to really put her story out there. And when they were sitting in front of Congress telling their story, I go, this is what I'm all about. They are literally showing up and they're like, we're not going anywhere until we get this out there and documented. So it makes me proud, Ryan. It's one of those things where I feel like people maybe thought they could wait this out and then they would just let these people die. And then they would just get shooed under the rug once again. But it isn't. They're here. They're telling the story. They're making sure that it's well documented what happened. And and those are the stains that are on our flag that we have to wear proudly, because this is our story. This is not Black history. This is American history. And that's one of the biggest things that I always try to really instill in people. This is American history. The beautiful side, the ugly side, the brave. Like, this is who we are. And it brings me a lot of joy to see that they are still fighting to this day.
I think it brings up a very good topic, which is generational wealth.
Yeah.
And I want before I go into the synopsis I have here, I hope you guys will keep that in mind as I read this. When my dad died, I got his house and the equity that was in the house. I got his retirement. I got all these things because my dad was so young. Me and my brother and sister, we inherited these things. That's generational wealth. Okay, it's hard to inherit something when there's nothing, and that is what happened here. These people that were building their generational wealth for their future, for their families, for decades to come, it was all wiped out. So these are the two remaining survivors of the 1921 Tulsa massacre, which was not thought to be. It was the worst single act of white supremacist violence against African Americans in U.S. history.
And it continues today by the way that it's been shoot around.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So Mother Randall and Mother Fletcher, which is as they're known in their communities, were just children on 31st of May 1921, when over a period of 24 hours, about 300 black Tulsans were murdered by a rampaging white mob. 40 blocks of the Greenwood neighborhood, so thriving at the time that it was dubbed Black Wall Street, were bombed from the air and razed from the ground. More than 100 lawsuits have been filed over the years since then, seeking redress for the terrible events, which left 9,000 black residents homeless and drove an entire community into destitution. But not one survivor has ever had their day in court until now. The case, which was launched almost 4 years ago, calls for land and property that was destroyed or stolen to be returned to survivors and their descendants. It has been drawn out for so long that it has come too late for its third plaintiff, Fletcher's younger brother, Hughes Van Ellis, who passed away in October, aged 102.
Imagine these people are in their 100. My back hurts and I'm 40. They are 109 and they are still fighting the fight.
Still having to fight. But
to me, it's like this
2021 was 100 years. It was the 100-year anniversary, 2021.
Yes.
That's crazy.
And this is not a rare situation. Here in California, there's a place called Bruce's Beach, which is I'm right down the street from, which I'm really excited to go see. Bruce's Beach was returned by the state of California back to the Bruce family. It was a black destination that the Green Book would show black families how to get here safely, where they could have a summer vacation. That land was taken from them. And now, after all these court cases, and I know in the past show I mentioned it, and one of our lovely individuals in the chat, they said that, that's changed. No, it's still the Bruce family. They got the land back. And so it's not just Tulsa that this happened. This was all across America.
Yeah.
And so for this situation, like I said, my brothers and I, we're going to go check out Bruce Beach while we're here and go see what we can go do, just in general. Support, put some money in their pockets and have a good time. It's things.
I want to ask you this question Pesky kind of brings up here. Do you remember us learning about the Tulsa massacre when we were in class back home in Michigan?
I don't remember high school teaching anything about I Have a Dream and some other, whitewash shit during Black History Month. But Ryan, keep in mind, my father was a Black Panther, so he was
Yeah.
very militant. He was very focused on education, and he was very focused on us knowing our history. So I knew about Black, and that's why I always called it Black Wall Street. I've known about Black Wall Street for a long time, and it was
Yeah.
interesting to me when I started seeing people realize about it, because you could tell someone this, but then when you have the conversation, I mean, I'm dead serious. When you look at someone, you say they dropped bombs on American cities because they were Black people.
Yeah.
People
And it
don't
was
want to.
not.
They don't.
It was not that long ago.
It was not that long ago, and like you said about the generational wealth, when I say to people, like, I don't even care if your father gave you $5. That's more than some people got. And when you look at
Yep.
the compound effect, that is people hitting restart every 10 years. They don't have anything saved up. And so when you talk about who lives around the poverty line and how this is all by design, and it's these individuals who do not have it in them to understand what DEI is for, the aspect of trying to help uplift. It's not, oh, you're Black and therefore you get it. No, it's I've worked twice as hard, and at
To
the
get
same
half as much.
I barely get half as much. And it's not even that I'm going to question the level of intelligence. I know it's there. It's just the fact that we had to find a way to get into this room and sit at this table with you.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. But if you
Yeah.
remember, I don't know if
Shit. No.
people
We
talk-
never. Like Kalen said, I think I was probably, if I'm being honest, I think I was probably in my 30s when I
yeah,
learned about it.
yeah, yep. And welcome to Wokistan, because that's the shit that we talk about. Stay woke, because it's one of those things where you have to teach yourself this shit.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I always like to differentiate between when I call somebody ignorant, I call myself ignorant all the time. Like
Oh yeah,
being stupid and being ignorant are two different things. Stupidity is when you face facts and your inability to comprehend or change your opinion after reading or learning those facts.
right.
Ignorance is being able to change your opinion after learning the facts that you were wrong. So you have to be able to have the self-awareness to go, shit, I was wrong. You're right. Cool. Let me adjust my worldview based on that you've just proved to me with fact that is the way it is.
And then there's
So that's the
willful
difference.
ignorance, where they just like to sit in their bullshit and
Yeah,
act like that shit ain't
that's
real.
yeah. Willful ignorance is a bitch, but you know, self-awareness is key in these things.
Every time.
um, so I really hope that these women get their day in court before their time before the Lord, and yeah, we'll see how this goes. More importantly, I hope the families of all of the victims somehow find a way to get what they lost, or at
Right.
least compensated for what they lost.
And that word would be called reparations. But we'll see. We'll see what
Yep.
happens.
But in something like the Tulsa massacre, if you can't look at that and understand why reparations is a conversation,
Right.
then yeah, I don't know.
That goes
Like,
back to willful ignorance, and then that's maybe white supremacy.
yeah. I mean,
Possibly.
nothing to add.
Move along. Move
Dude,
along.
what is with this? So, can you still hear me?
I can still hear you.
Okay. So, so with that, we're gonna wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
I
58
want.
minutes. Look at us.
I know. See, I'm gonna let you. You're gonna be ready to go, and like you didn't even have anything. Um, see, I love our trolls. Ryan Shed is a piece of shit. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love you too.
Also on Feelings Friday. That bitch.
Yeah. But speaking of bitches, I will have Joey Manorino on my show here on Thursday.
That's a great plug, man. It's a great segue.
Thank you. Thank you.
So is the 50 down? Is that on the 11th?
That will be on the 11th. It will be live at 1 o'clock Eastern, which will be 10 a.m. my time here on the West Coast. So if you're able,
to argue, huh? That's what you're
yeah,
doing?
yeah.
Okay.
He picked the time, so it is what it is.
All right.
So it will be live then if you want to tune in and ask questions and be in part of the fuckery. You can tune in on Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, all the same place that this streams, it'll be streaming.
Bet.
And I will be uploading it to our iTunes and Spotify as well. So make sure you tune in. I think it's going to be a good show. I'm going to start prepping for it as soon as this show is over. Literally, I'm already saving screenshots to ask them about.
Yes.
So, yeah, make sure you guys tune in April 11th, 1 p.m. But don't worry, if you can't tune in live, it will be available to watch afterwards. So you will definitely still be able to see it. I know, Bunny, it's going to be freaking great. I just hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't bail. I hope he doesn't pull out.
Wow.
Bad, yeah. Bad. Okay, moving on from Joey. Something really cool though that's happening here on the 8th is going to be a total solar eclipse.
Yes.
Which is actually a pretty big deal because I don't think it happens again till like
2044.
2044. So some of us may not be here for this thing again. So if you're able, go out and check it out. And as you can see here, the path, it's funny. My brother-in-law and sister-in-law are actually, their anniversary is coming up. And they're going to Texas so that they'll be in the path. They're going down there just so they can watch it and take pictures. Yeah. So yeah, I think
I didn't realize how big of an event it was. I was actually upset coming out to LA because living in New York, I go, great, I'm going to get a chance to see it, at least a little bit of the process, because I know it's supposed to go over Buffalo, somewhere northern.
Yeah.
But I was like, shit, I'm going to be in California. And I was like, ooh, what's the trade-off? I go, well, I might be here in 2044, so let me get that. So I'm a little sad. And I say that because I wanted to do this with my son. Because I'm a huge, I love everything about the science. I love about the galaxy.
Ooh, don't want to.
So this is where I could really dork out with him. But next one, we'll get the next one.
So if you are like us and you live on this side of the world or this side of the country and you want to see a better view of it, NASA will actually be broadcasting it. So you can go to go, which is go.nasa.gov/eclipse 2024. And I'll even spell it out just in case. So it's go.nasa.gov/ECLIPSE 2024. So you can go ahead and input that if you want to watch it. And for those of you who get to watch it in person and take photos and videos, do that and post it. I'll definitely be sharing those on my social media.
Make sure you protect your eyes. It has to be a specific code on the glasses, and be careful of counterfeit eyewear. Be very diligent.
Yes.
You triple check the eyewear that you have. This is no joke. But have a great time.
Does it say that somewhere in here?
I don't know if it has it, but
yeah, it says learn how to safely view total eclipse safety. Yep, here we go. So yeah, eye safety during a total solar eclipse. So if you want to, make sure you go out and check. So it says
ISO 12312-2. If it does not have that on the actual framing of the glasses, you have counterfeit. So be careful.
Yep. So if you're able, definitely go check that out. It's not a once in a lifetime thing, but definitely a once in a few decades thing. So definitely cool. And Kaylin says if you want, you can probably still order it. It's only April 5th. You can order some eyewear that is suitable for this on Amazon. So you can go get some tonight. They'll be there in time, and then you can watch it.
There you go. Be dope.
So with that, positive for the week. What's your positive, brother?
I'm doing it, baby. So not only is it me and my brother celebrating our 40th, that's why we came out here. He turned 40 back in September. I will be 40 this next October, so we thought somewhere in the middle, let's get together. So I surprised him with a bottle of Henny Pure White, which you get in the Caribbean, and sidebar, because I know he's not watching, I got him a Transformer because I know we were broke as fuck as kids. So I thought, let me watch what our dad never did and buy a toy that we always wanted. So I got him a Transformer that he's going to be really happy to see.
That's actually pretty fucking thoughtful and cool.
We're having fun. So I got surprised. There's a lot of us, as we all know, my father had a lot of siblings. I'm sorry, I had a lot of children, so I have a lot of siblings. And while I was at the airport, another brother just rolled up on me, and I go, "Bitch, you got on this party too? You here?" So it's one of those moments, and we all showing up. So it's about to be 5 of us here in California. Actually, as we wrap up this show, I'm gonna head to the airport and go pick up the other 2. So that's kind of it's just getting started.
Good. Well, hopefully we didn't leave him. We didn't leave him sitting at the airport or anything.
Fuck them.
The way you said it and the fact that you didn't hesitate, that was the beautiful part.
I meant it. We got jokes. We got jokes.
So my positive for the week is actually, so the kids had their standardized testing in person. So,
Okay.
For those of you who maybe don't know, my kids do virtual school. So it's not homeschooling per se, like, they stay home, but they still have class, still have a teacher, still have classmates. Like, it's just done virtually. But when they do the standardized testing, they have to go do that in person right now. And there's actually a law going through I think it's the House right now in Arizona, that will allow these kids to take the tests at home. So if you want to, please go support that. I need to get the information. I'll have that next show, because I actually would appreciate anybody that would support that. Because my kids, Olivia gets a lot of anxiety, but she did good with it last year, so I wasn't horribly worried about her. But Dominic, this was his first year.
Okay.
So I was like, you just have all that anxiety as a parent, like, man, I hope it goes well. I hope he doesn't bomb the tests, whatever. And he did good, man. He called me every time he got done, and he got in the car with Jen, and he called me. He's like, "Dad, I'm done." And then Jen was a little disappointed, or Olivia was a little disappointed because she was the last one, like the second to last day.
Okay.
But I'm like, it doesn't matter if you're the last one, as long as you did your best and you finished. That's all.
Yourself, girl. You just competing with yourself.
Yeah, don't worry about it. So yeah, just watching them, just it's a pleasure, and I'm trying to soak in watching them grow up and watching them, become their own people, and watching how they handle, new things that are thrown at them. And yeah, it's just being a parent's pretty freaking awesome, and I just enjoy my kiddos.
It's a lot of fun. I'm with you on that.
Oh yeah, dude, always. So, yeah, guys, with that, I think we're going to end the show. Ian, brother, happy birthday to you and your brothers. Wish I could be there with you, but I know you guys will have a good time.
You with us?
We will be back with you all on next Friday. Please like, subscribe, watch the shows, share the shows with friends, download us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart. You can take us with you anywhere. There really is no reason for you not to at this point.
Oh, yeah.
So, and please, on top of next week's normal show, again, we will have a special edition with Joey Manarino, who's a pretty right-wing extremist Twitter personality. He's got about 500,000 followers. But he says some pretty outlandish stuff that we'll be addressing, and it'll be fun to just get him face-to-face and see how he responds live. And with that, I will leave you, as I always do, with much love, keep fighting, and we'll see you guys next time.